because he always used to act when defending.
I think it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again. First things first, appreciative to all of you lot tuned in. Hope you're all having a progressive start to the week and you and your loved ones are in great health. Do me a favor, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. All of you watching via YouTube, please hit the like button as well as commenting your thoughts, you know, if you're catching this on a replay or when the video premieres. Now, as we know, it's international break. It's a short international break, but Arsenal went into the international break in high spirits after coming back from behind in a 4-goal thriller. Arsenal 3, Man Divided 1. Man United, you know, another London derby for us to win, people. Away from the banter, I'm sure a lot of you are terrorizing your Man United friends and families and loved ones all over WhatsApp. You know, don't let them get onto them until we play them at Old Trafford, which I think is in May, because they will never die this down. You know, all the agendas they were talking about, Kobe Mainoo pocketed Declan Rice and all of that tosh after a pre-season friendly. We've actually got 3 points. We don't play friendly, some people said. At the point of saying that, their manager then started, you know, making mistakes and dropping points in pre-season, and it's all been bandulu for them. I heard this Eric Ten Hag, I think it's more like Eric 10 months or Eric 10 excuses based on his post-game press conference. I've got it all out of me now, people. Smash the like button. Banter aside, Jorginho's been linked to a move to Fenerbahce once again. Again, the market's closed. Arsenal can let people go, but we can't bring people in. As we know, injuries can happen at any time. Injuries already taking place at Arsenal. Partey faces being out for a couple of weeks. You know, as the most optimistic, pessimistic people say, he's out until, you know, best part of January, which there's a lot of football. We can't afford to let any midfielders go, in my opinion. That goes for El Nene, that goes for Jorginho, and obviously not that anyone else can move, really. But as you see here, Jorginho could make shock transfer to Europa Conference League as Arsenal hold late talks over a move. Allegedly, Arsenal star Jorginho is in line for a shock transfer to Fenerbahce, reports suggest. Jorginho, 31, joined the Gunners in January and has become a useful asset in Mikel Arteta's squad. I don't think he wants to go anywhere. I think he's a valued member of the squad. I don't think Arsenal can afford to let him go because we haven't got much bodies. He's clearly at home in London. Obviously, he's previously played for Chelsea and now he's at Arsenal. He was even at Notting Hill Carnival, people. And why would you want to leave? There's plenty of games to come. Of course, he's not a starter. He's not a regular. But as you saw at the tail end of last season, there are opportunities for young and old players to make a mark if they're not exactly in Mikel Arteta or Arsenal's immediate starting lineup. Apparently, however, he may end up calling time on his career at the Emirates. This is because Turkish giants Fenerbahce are looking at signing him, with sources close to the Italian claiming he is unhappy with his current playing time. That's the only thing I've read so far that I think is true. Why would you be happy? No player is happy not playing. In an ideal world, of course, Mikel Arteta and every other manager would love to share the minutes and make sure everybody plays. I don't want Jorginho to be happy about not playing, but I think with his experience in the career he's at, he's mature enough to put his own personal feelings to the side for the greater good of the collective. According to Ikram Concours Football Whispers, the Conference League outfit are preparing to offer Jorginho an escape route. I personally think he leaves this time next year, so in the summer of next season. But for now, he's staying put. Apparently, the Turkish window is open until September the 15th, a bit like the Saudi League still open. That's probably why you've seen a flurry of players. You know, Pepe's been linked with Saudi Arabia. We'll get onto him. He's also been linked with teams in Turkey. Spurs have flogged a few to Turkey as well. And there's a bunch of players that are headed over to Turkey. Fenerbahce have already signed Fred from Manchester United. Apparently, the report suggests they're in negotiations with Arsenal over a deal worth £6 million to £6.8 million. Jorginho is said to have been offered a 2-year contract with an option of a further year. Personal terms will reportedly not be an issue either, with Fenerbahce's offer seeing Jorginho earn a salary of £3.4 million. Could earn a lot more in Saudi, really and truly. At some point, I know he plays for Italy, but surely he wants to move back to Brazil. Apparently, people, that's what that's saying. Again, his agent has come out again and spoken. We have previously seen him quash reports of him departing. Apparently, his agent has said he will remain at Arsenal, people. Jorginho is focused on Arsenal, on the Premier League title race and the Champions League. He won't go to Fenerbahce. So there you have it, really and truly, people. It is what it is. There you have it. And Jorginho's not actually been named in the Italian national team for the upcoming fixtures, really. I mean, if they were to make a proposal of 20 million euros, in theory, I don't think that's an offer we should turn down for Jorginho, but we haven't signed additional midfielders to go with Declan Rice and Havertz. We're linked with Lavia and people like that. No one else came in, at least until January, where maybe we can get someone in. It does not make sense to let a player go. We're already down to our bare bones, really and truly. At present, El Nene's not even fit, but you've got El Nene, Jorginho, Declan Rice as the pure central midfield options. Obviously, you've got Kai Havertz, Smith Rowe, Fabio Vieira as players who can play in a somewhat hybrid 8 role. So we'll have to see exactly what's going on there. I don't personally believe that, for what it's worth, people. Once again, his agent has confirmed he's staying. So there you have that. It all depends where you read, because firstly, yesterday, apparently Nicolas Pépé was in Paris to undergo a medical ahead of a move to Turkey, specifically Besiktas, says L'Equipe people. He's agreed to leave. As we know, he's not been named in any of the Premier League sides to date with Mikel Arteta. He's clearly not in his plans. He is training at London Coley, but his days appear numbered. He's contracted until 2024. It's a situation that hasn't worked out, and it's not fair to Arsenal or his fellow players or Mikel Arteta or Pepe or the fans that this continues. Maybe you could argue Pepe could be used as a wild card option, at least off the bench, but clearly Arsenal have made clear he's not in the plans, and I did expect him to move sooner, but who knows. For what it's worth, though, apparently he has been in Paris to complete a medical ahead of a move to Besiktas, people. Reports have also said he'll join Besiktas. He's passed his medical. He's accepted their proposal after initially rejecting them earlier in the window. Apparently he's in advanced talks, and Arsenal are willing to allow him to leave for a nominal fee in order to get him off the wage bill, people. Fabrizio Romano has poured cold water of any impending move to Turkey, however, for the Ivory Coast international. Despite reports that a move for Nicolas Pépé to Besiktas is back on, I don't have this information as things stand. We'll see what happens with Besiktas, as interest is there since long time, but I'm not aware of a done deal. Arsenal hope to find any solution for him, as he's 100% out of Mikel Arteta's project. So there you have that, people. Apparently, big up the secret scout. He has said he understands Pépé has received a proposal from Saudi club Al Shabab. Shabab, apologies for mispronunciation, for Nicolas Pépé. Apparently, we're looking for a fee of 2 million, and apparently there's reps out in Saudi to work and complete a deal. So a 70 million pound loss. Not that we was ever going to make a profit on that. I just think Arsenal is saying, you know what, to get his wages completely off and to get some transfer fee, it is what it is. That's decent. It's not decent money, but it's a better situation than ripping up his contract or him going out on loan with a picking up a loan fee with an option to buy with his contract running down. We can't afford to have 140 grand a week, not really being utilized. He's one of the top earners at the Emirates Stadium, really, and he's, been marginalized from the project, whether we think it's because of his ability, because of how he fits tactically, whether we think Pepe's right, Arteta's wrong. Who knows why it hasn't worked out specifically for Nicolas Pépé at Arsenal, and even more significantly under Mikel Arteta, because there was a time you were playing, but the system evolves. We've seen it with Xhaka, we've seen it with Pepe, we've seen it with Kieran Tierney, we've seen it with a number of players I probably haven't mentioned. Smith Rowe's gone from being a first name on the team sheet to a marginalized figure. So it is what it is. Of course, you want to get a bit more than 2 million, definitely from a club in Saudi Arabia, because they seem flush for cash. But I think Arsenal are just saying, you know what? It's one less problem to deal with. A year left on his deal. Some fee is better than none, and his wages off the books is someone else's problem. So I don't know if he'll head to Turkey or elsewhere. Again, I was reading The Athletic, people, and they said at one stage it appeared as though Amadou Onana would be the high-profile departure from Goodison, obviously Everton, this summer. The expectation at the end of last season was that the Belgian would leave, with both Chelsea and Arsenal having been interested in his services in January. But with this window in which both clubs went big on defensive midfielders, and at no stage did Onana ever appear first choice of any of them. As you know, we signed Declan Rice, Chelsea signed Caicedo and Lavia, and Man United were linked with him. They've gone for Amrabat. So when I do look at the players like Kudus and Onana, they're obviously got interest from clubs and got ability, but is the interest exaggerated in the tabloids versus the real world of football? I'm not sure. I'm sure they all have an admiration of his talents. Apparently, it's understood club medics expect Partey to miss 6 weeks, although given the player's history with thigh problems, the club will take a cautious approach to his rehab, which would extend his unavailability. The fact Arsenal decided against entering the transfer market to replace Thomas Partey, given he sustained the problem more than 24 hours before transfer deadline, is an indication the club are confident of having him available in October, which would be great because we've already got a number of big games to play. Besiktas allegedly are closing in on a deal with Pepe, so who really knows where Pepe is heading bedding people, really and truly. Completely off topic, Gabriel Jesus has joined Big Gabriel and Gabriel Martinelli in the Brazil squad. I think he's been called up because Anthony of Manchester United has been left out. There's stuff going on off the field. So yeah, man, let me know your thoughts in relation to Pepe, Jorginho, Thomas Partey. Do you actually think we have enough midfield cover at least until January? Don't you believe such? Let me know your thoughts on everything Arsenal. Smash the like button, comment, subscribe. Thank you for tuning in as usual. Stay safe, stay blessed, and we'll link up again soon. Check out the rest of the other vids. Follow on the socials. Links are in the description.
So it's just always just that active when defending.
I think it's like